if I join you?
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you our program.
Hello and welcome to the Mental Suppository, Season 3, live at the Hotel Vernon in Worcester, Massachusetts. To kick off the new season, we will be performing Man's Best Friend, an unproduced script for a proposed radio series based on Walt Kelly's comic strip Pogo in 1950. The play itself was an adaptation of some of the earlier Pogo comic strips. Walt Kelly, born 1913 in Philadelphia, started as an artist for Walt Disney Animation before branching out into comic books and later newspaper comics with his breakout strip Pogo, which ran from 1948 till Kelly's own death in 1973. It was a strip that was ahead of its time. Although the setting was the Okefenokee Swamp in the Deep South, the characters that inhabited the world reflected Kelly's own left-of-center political views. Kelly was unafraid to take on social, political, and environmental topics in a time you wouldn't see it very often in a funny animal comic, let alone on the comic page at large. His targets were the Ku Klux Klan, the John Birch Society, as well as making Senator Joseph McCarthy a central villain in his strip during the height of McCarthy's communist witch hunt. There was even talk that at one time the FBI were trying to decipher Kelly's strips, thinking they were communist messages hidden in the dialogue. Kelly was also very vocal about environmental issues and would use his strip to raise awareness about the dangers of pollution and the importance of protecting our environment. Kelly was also a master word mangler and would use humorous word mangling to give the language of his strips a uniqueness. One of Pogo's most famous fans was Muppet creator Jim Henson, who enjoyed both the strip as well as the album of music Kelly had recorded based on Pogo. Henson featured some of that music on episodes of The Muppet Show. Now that you've heard a little about Walt Kelly, it's time to hear from Walt Kelly's characters. And before we get into what we're going to do tonight, I think you guys already know about the movie Renfield with Nicolas Cage coming out.
Unfortunately.
Well, I guess you guys might not know there's another studio movie coming out that you guys might want to know about.
From the studio that brought you Renfield with Nicolas Cage comes another film featuring a horror movie sidekick.
Excuse me, sir. May I ask what you're doing in this morgue?
Just browsing.
You guessed right. It's Igor.
Did you get the right brain for me this time?
Why, yes, Master. What makes you think otherwise?
See for yourself!
Ooh, yes, these are nice hands you got me. Very nice hands. The stitch work is very nice. Barely noticed the scars. I think they belong to a painter? No, wait. A concert pianist. Yeah, you can tell by the spatulated fingertips. And speaking of another body part that sounds like a pianist. Ooh, impressive.
Starring Jeff Goldblum as Frankenstein's monster, and nobody you've ever heard of as Igor. And it's set in the present for some reason. Hey, it worked for Renfield, so why bother reinventing the wheel for this one?
Thank you for coming out to dinner with me, Igor. It's been forever. But did we really need to bring our large friend?
Ah, yes, social interaction. The foundation of civilization. Yes, coming together.
Master, we can't leave him home alone. He gets into the cabinets and eats all the chocolate. Or even worse, he might get on the couch.
And for dessert, we have the baked Alaska.
Oh, fire! Bad!
He's not from around here, is he?
And parts of him are.
Igor, shut up.
Don't miss Igor, coming soon to Channel 58 streaming service FRT Plus.
Sadly, probably coming sooner than we think.
Drop page!
So way back in season 1, we did a little bit of an excerpt from the script Pogo's Man's Best Friend. And so for the first episode of the season, I thought we could do a full live reading of it.
Okay.
And this is kind of a precursor to some of the ideas we have, the big plans we have coming along later in the year. So think of this as like a little hors d'oeuvre or a palate cleanser. So if we want to take it away, Pogo.
Howdy, everyone. I'm Pogo, a possum by trade and inclination. and I'm here to introduce you to some of my friends of the Swampland in a new program titled Peculiar Like Pogo Possum. Our new series is written by Walt Kelly, who, lucky boy, first thought us up in cartoon form and since has exploited us, his brainchildren, in comic books and comic strips distributed by the Post Hall Syndicate.
I'm Albert.
He's an alligator, not the kind you make suitcases and ladies' shoes from, but more kind that is a friend of mine.
I'm Howlin' Owl, a hooter by nature.
Howlin' Owl is very educated. He's always studying. He go as far as B in the alphabet.
Nobody asked me, but I'm Porcupine.
Porcupine is a prickly fellow. No one can get very close to him. But although his hide is covered with sprinkles, his most generous heart is in the right place, namely, the left side of his carcass. Well, you've heard enough from some of those critters who live in the bliss and happiness down here in the swampland. You'll meet more as we progress and retrogress in our story. Namely, and to wit, how I met man's best friend. One day, as I has hitched up my fish pole and gone fishing, certainly a nice day to go fishing, but all I need is bait. With a little alertness, maybe I can find me some bait. Oh, here's a nice old angleworm. Maybe he can help me out. Worm boy, I'm gonna play hooky today and go fishing. Come on along.
No, sir, Pogo Possum. The King of Patagonia is waiting lunch for me. Besides, when you go fishing, I isn't the boy that aches to go playing hooky with you. Good boy.
Nobody knows the angles like a little old friendly wiggle worm. Can't see how I blame a slinky fella. Well, here I is at the little old pond. But without bait, there ain't no use going fishing.
You bet that ain't, Pogo, my boy. Don't think us catfish is suckers.
Imagine that. A talking fish. Well, I gone swimming instead. And maybe gives myself a soaping though my bath time ain't but a month off.
Help! 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 Oh, help! Rutabaga! Help! 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 Help!
Seems like the man is in trouble. Since I is no big nor a child some, I better seek assistance. Hello, Pogo. You got the time? A boy yonder seems to have a pressing need for help.
Sure enough, Bitty Bug. You wait till I fling on my bathrobe.
Got no time to don your donnings, Pogo. This boy is in real trouble.
All right, I'm coming.
Help! 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 Oh, Rutabaga! Help! 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 Help!
Oh, it's a hound dog. He got his natural born long ear pinned under his big foot. What's the fuss about, hound dog?
I'm trapped, caught, ensnared in some fiendish device of the huntsman. Oh, help, I say, help indeed.
There's nothing more foolish nor a fool. This hound dog done step on his ear bone and think he trapped. Hey, hound dog, lift up your natural born foot. Here, I help you.
Saved, saved, released. Free once more to roam. Joy, joy indeed. Sarah, my savior. Ho ho. Mwah. Part of a devoted service that is yours henceforth is from man's best friend, to wit, the dog.
Go away, to wit. You is slushing me all up and I just taking a spick and spot bath.
You saved my life, sir. Bully, sir. Bully for you, bully indeed. Never shall I leave you, never.
What's so natural born bully about that? Think I'll go on home.
Naturally, I shall accompany you. No more shall you go alone. You will have a friendly, faithful friend beside you forevermore. Yes, indeedy.
Supposing I don't want a friendly friend beside me. Here is my house. Excuse me, hound dog, while I shut the door. Naturally, you stay outside.
Ah, but I'm your best friend. You saved my life, and now you need not be lonely anymore.
Never lonely afore. Get your foot out of the doorway, hound dog.
Parting is sugary sadness, but I'll put up with this.
Never no more to put up with it, sir. Now you have me. All you have to do is call me and I'll answer with our old lady Rickety. Always answer my master's voice. It's a family tradition.
I don't know if I'd like that.
Don't know? Don't know, sir? I shall enlighten you. Let us suppose that you are coming home from a hard day's work.
Kind of a strain on my supposer.
Without a loving dog, you would face an empty door. But watch this. See this charming operation? The faithful dog welcomes home the master. Behold how the loving animal spruces up the homecoming. Welcome, woohoo! Welcome, welcome!
Oh, he's leaping on me! Help!
Welcome, welcome!
You is trapped.
Ouch! Oops! Sorry. But 'tis enduring gesture. It is not. Do help me up. I'm a trifle upset by my unfortunate fall.
I'll lend you a hand. If you has got any more endearing characteristics, we is both gonna be destroyed. You might as well come inside and settle down your trembling bones. I'll stir up the fire and get set to cook dinner. Where is the dog? He here a minute ago. I'm all set to cook dinner and he's disappeared. Thought he was gonna stay. Something's burning in the oven.
Supper ready? Something smells good. What's the cooking?
It would appear you is what's cooking. What you doing in my stove?
Stove? Stove? Is that a stove? I thought that was a doghouse was rather small and hot.
We almost have hot dog for supper, but now we'll have a T-bone steak. Well, hound dog, the steak am done. Here's a large T-bone which dogs naturally love.
Most dogs, perhaps, but not I, sir. I am your faithful companion, guardian of your treasures, your health and home, and nothing is too good for the devoted servant of such a fine fellow as you. I think I'll help myself to a bit of the meat. Excellent, a most succulent morsel.
A bit of meat? You done swallowed the entire cow flank. You ate my dinner.
Turnabout is fair play. You may have my dinner. The T-bone is so graciously you offered me.
Thank you. You was most generous. But I don't think I is gonna like having a devoted servant as you. It might spoil me.
Think nothing over it, my friend. Now, where is your bed? I will crawl under it and tend to my vigil of your slumber.
He is just about made it. Providing the bed doesn't have to reach the floor. Well, I'll get to bed. There wasn't much gnawing on the bone. Guess the steak wasn't much good anyway. Dog my cats! Do you have to be so faithful and true? Night and day, your devoted snoring rocks the bed.
Dog is a man's best friend, sir, ever loving. If you do not fancy having me beneath the bed, I shall take up my Virgil here.
Oh, help! You was crushing my natural-born bones.
Surely you have room in your heart for the friend of man.
Heart got room. It's the house what isn't got room enough for a mess of dauntless friends.
Oh me! Certainly is comfortable here on this bed.
I wouldn't know you gon' squeeze me off. I'll use the rug as a comforter and sleep on the floor.
While Pogo and his newfound friend sleep blissfully in the night, we have a brief message from our sponsor, Kenilworth Rations. They're made of the most delicious and succulent foods known to man or dog. Steak, pickles, watermelon, horseradish, ice cream, applesauce, chow mein, pickled cabbage, sauerbraten, and real hobo's mulligan stew. Remember, Kenilworth Rations. They'll make your dog sick to your stomach. And maybe he'll run away from home. Any resemblance to the Lassie show is strictly irrelevant, immaterial, and coincidental. And now back to Pogo and his newfound friend. It's the next morning, and Pogo and his faithful companion go out to face a new day.
Personally, I isn't fond of hound dogs usually. They whop round hooting and hollering, scaring the swamp critters, and are carrying on shameful.
But I'm not the one who pursues game. Ah, no. This friend of mine is a specialist, one who looks for lost and stray individuals. Aye, sir, we bloodhounds are sure-footed and keen of nose, mentally fit, physically alert. We always find our man.
Then what you doing here? Nobody lost here.
I beg to differ with you, sir.
Who lost?
Me.
Hello, Pogo. Who's your companion?
Hello, Porcupine. Hound dog, this is old Porcupine. Porky boy, say he don't like nobody.
Just the opposite of man's best friend, the dog, who is truly a loving and kindly soul. Overcome by modesty, I blush to think of the virtue Single shared by my kind.
Ugh, he carry on like that constant.
What kind of virtue make you kind of rash out and blushes? My favorite hate is the critter what's stuck on himself. I don't like it when I does it. And if I don't like old favor me, I'm not gonna lay down wake nights thinking about nobody else.
The dog listens with great courtesy and a sad forebodance.
Stop putting on a brag. You ain't nothing but a lost hound dog.
Hello, Albert. This here's my faithful boon companion, the hound dog. He calls himself to wits, faithful and devoted, much to my regret.
Man's best friend loathes the uncouth. He is calm, dignified, and refined, yet mark you, sir, he is alert and aware. Indeed, perception is our watchword. Yep!
Hound dog is so watchful of his words, he gon' crash into a tree.
Well, I was a-saying, forgiveness is our watchword.
You're forgiven, all right. It was high tone of you not to stay mad at that tree. You only bit it once. Here comes the United States government mail. I'm going to close my eyes and practice flying blind. Hard left rudder, say the automatic pilot. Shoal ahead. Swimming and chillin' first.
Doggone it, Curtis Duck. You open your eyes when you flying. You done crashed in my face bone.
Any word you say will be sold against you, Albert. By Jingleberry, you will still have bait for interfering with the United States government mail.
What's this that fell out in your bag when you was a-practicing flying blind? Looks like a message of some kind.
Who for?
Well, I left my spectacles in my Sunday suit. Sorry. Here, you read it, Curtis.
Hot dog. Now I can practice my schooling. First off, we got a W. Next, a thingamajig look like a stepladder. Then, a doohickey with spots. And...
Foo, boy. You ain't even got your wheels off the runway. I'll get Howlin' Owl to read it.
Woofer, you wants to read Albert?
Read it out loud, Owl. Wuffo is my own business.
There is no business like you, business.
Where's it say that?
That is a personal sagacity. Albert, this here saying wented, then it's got a lot of little bit speckled letters.
Wented?
Yes, sir, wented. Must be this story about a boy what done went someplace.
You little confidence wrong, look at that. That word ain't wanted, that word is wanted. A is one letter, I know. Just had A in school, and I'm good at it. A it is.
Very well, read the rest of this. It's probably a police bulletin. Can't make it out, Albert, but there's kind of a poster. It's usually about sneaky murderers or bloodthirsty criminal bobs.
Yowee! You done the best you could, Owl. I'll get someone who can read the rest. Pogo, I got a secret document in Scandinavian, I do believe. Can you read Scandinavian, Pogo?
might haps you are holding a downside wrong. It a simple wanted poster. Says a boy named Beauregard is on the loose.
I dog my cats. I didn't know you was Scandinavian, Pogo.
I isn't. I is a possum by trade.
Then by jingleberries, don't go reading Scandinavian secrets when it's strictly police business. In case you little critters forget, I is the natural-born sheriff of this here county.
Bully, sir. Just bully for you.
You reads the poster. I gotta catch this fugitive for the law afore he gets us. So up your arms, boys. I hereby deputize you all as my deputies.
As Bloodhound by calling, I hereby offer my services as leader of this posse. No sacrifice is too great.
I can think of one sacrifice you probably didn't figure on.
Uh-oh. He has trained his double-barreled shotgun at my head.
I'm more or less the unanimosity choice for leader. Get the point, dog?
You got winning ways, son.
Let's get on with the search.
Forgive me if I seem unduly modest, but herewith a demonstration of the tireless tracer of lost persons on the trail. Notice how alert and aware.
There you go again, right into that tree.
Well, sir, I'll just set my cap right and be along with you.
Doggone, hound dog. You only bit that tree twice this time.
Now looky here, hound dog. You always putting on a brag about what a policeman you are. What were you gonna do when the fugitive come around?
A long distinguished career in the criminology dictates my ever-endearing move. I grabs the boy. Should he scooch away, ups and after him.
Careful, hound dog. Uh-oh! He gonna hit his skull on that branch.
Ow! Ho, ho, ho. That villain laid me low, but only temporarily. Has it occurred to you gentlemen that this fugitive might be just a Bengal tiger?
In that case, Pogo, I appoint you official native beater. Run ahead of the posse and scare up the old tiger.
Who? Me? I isn't gonna do it. I is a home-loving type. Being a native beater is out of my line.
Well, you got a carpet beater under your arms, and you is the native of this here parts, so you is the native beater. Get out and find that tiger.
Shucks! I suddenly got respect that old Albert Head's logical explanation for heck. I don't feel like a native beater. Come over there, little rabbit. We're looking for a escaped criminal. Might be a tiger. Is you see any?
Maybe. Is they furry and fierce?
Tigers is furry and fierce like anything. Which way we go?
Tippity-toe to Tipper-canoe. Old tiger sucked through the sour grass. Come, I'll take you, but quiet. Let's be quiet. Shh. There he be, furry as an eye-briar.
Well, bless my soft brown eyes. He is merely a caterpillar.
Whoa, show muff. I isn't chained to any other else.
Not fierce enough, eh?
Albert, a desperate character is loose in the swamp.
We all know this, Porcupine, and we is on the job. This is a job for the police.
This boy is danger worst. He's the old stabber type.
Is he, Emmy? I thought he was the old Bengal tiger type. Who's this stabber, Porcupine?
He'll play me. I keep stabbing me when I sits down.
My jingleberry, Porcupine, don't confuse the guardians of the law. Shh! Something's in the bushes a-growling. Must is that ferocious fugitive, Beauregard, the Bengal tiger.
Must be a small one.
That's my favorite kind of criminal. Come out in there, tiger. What? Well, dog my cats, you isn't a tiger. You was a ladybug. Why you come a-growling?
Everybody, I'll say, ladybug, fly away home. You home is on fire. Your children gonna burn. I'll get rid of it. How you like to hear all that time?
If we gets all these interruptions, we never gonna find this criminal.
Sirrah, I must reluctantly agree with you. A long distinguished career in criminology dictates my every unnerving move. We will now confuse the fugitive by exchanging roles. You will be the faithful dog for a spell. Here, take my collar while I don your sheriff hat. This will confuse the desperado.
Birch, your collar's awfully skimpy around my neck.
Birch, what kind of dog talk is that?
You didn't tell me what to talk about, Birch is the only barker no good. Let me show Pogo I can pretend size a dog. Alright, welcome, Master Pogo.
Oh, he done bowled me over.
Your faithful dog sit a wagging his tailbone, waiting for Master to take a pork chop out of his pocket. Or maybe a chocolate cake. Or jelly beans. Or ice cream. Or, by gosh and golly, this color's awfully choky.
Let me fix it for you, Albert. Here now. Looky here on your dog collar, Albert. She say, Beauregard. Albert, you is Beauregard.
Huh? Ralph, you are under arrest. Your collar has Beauregard's name on it. You, Albert, is Beauregard in disguise.
No fooling.
Answer yes or no. What's the meaning of wearing a collar that bears the name of an outlaw?
Well,
Observe, gentlemen of the jury, the tissue of panicky fabrication.
What's your language, hound dog? Albert, an old friend.
Now, let us examine Exhibit A. I beg your pardon, sir.
remember a swamp costumes dog? That's Exhibit A belongs to you, j'accused. You, hound dog, is the desperate criminal named of Beauregard.
Don't shoot, Albert, till the juryman is out of range, and I gonna get out of range.
Put that pistol down, man. You is Beauregard, and I will have it you.
Don't accuse me of being Beauregard. I's Albert. You Beauregard.
Who really owe Beauregard?
He is.
He is. I gonna clunk my pistol away and clunk you with my bare fist, like Skip-Along Kennedy done on the television.
Blackguard.
Varlet.
Roughneck.
Bandit.
Anarchist.
Communist.
Gump.
Yahweh.
What's the progress? They sorting out who is Beauregard. I wish you'd make up your mind. I got a valuable package here for the one who is really and truly Beauregard.
Valuable?
Package?
That's why the warning poster was sent out. Federal government gonna find out whomever is rich. Here's a picture of the varmint.
A picture? So that's a photograph of Beauregard. What a spat-hated bumpkin looks like that.
You do. The package is yours. With 4 cents due.
My word, never knew Beauregard was my name. Folks just called me. Here, Rover. Come here, boy. By Ned, where's that dumb dog? Long but unusual.
No mistookens about it. You is Beauregard, all right.
Well, since my name is Beauregard, and I am really Beauregard, I pay you the postage. Here, my good man, I'll pay you this hat in lieu of the 4 cents due on the postage.
I accept.
Ha! An old package cost you a hat.
Ha! It was your hat.
Beauregard, you a dog. A parting with my hat without in so much as my permission.
I suppose I did go beyond the bounds. Just to show you there's no hard feelings, Albert, let us share the contents of my package.
Ooh, let me open it.
It's from my Uncle Ralph. Mercy, how thoughtful. Bones.
Ooh, just love 'em.
Let's see what Uncle Ralph says. These here bones should last a long time.
Not with me around. In fact, most of them are gone now.
Old Uncle Ralph says they're made of rubber.
This is the last straw, Beauregard. I is gonna pulverize you.
Help! Oh, Rutabaga, help!
Albert, you leave Beauregard alone.
Saved, released, free once more to roam. Joy indeed, sirrah, my savior. I kiss for you. Mwah! Part of the devoted service that is yours henceforth from man's best friend, to wit, the dog. You have saved my life, sir. Bully, sir, bully for you. Bully indeed. Never shall I leave you. Never.
I don't know why I deserve this, but I guess I'll have to put up with it. Goodbye, folks. Until next week.
You have been listening to The Mental Suppository Presents Man's Best Friend, originally written in 1950 by Jim Horn and Walt Kelly, based on Walt Kelly's Pogo. This episode featured Kevin Barbary as Pogo Possum, Curtis Duck, Hoppity Frog, and narrator, Jamie Billings as Porcupine and Catfish, Sidney Goddard as Biddy Bug, Miss Robin, and Ladybug, Brett Herholz as Albert Alligator, Andrew Shanley as Beauregard the Hound Dog, and Wayne Nevis as Howlin' Owl, Worm, and Caterpillar. Song Go Go Pogo was written and performed by Walt Kelly. Originally released for the album Songs of Pogo in 1956. Theme music for the Mental Suppository was written and performed by Mr. B the Gentleman Rhymer. Purchase his music at mrbthegentlemanrhymer.bandcamp.com. The Mental Suppository was written and produced by Jamie Billings and Brett Herholz, and distributed by M the Media Project. We always love to hear from our fans with suggestions for future episodes. Please email us at mentalsuppository@gmail.com. The Mental Suppository is available to listen to on smgraves.com, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Libsyn, and on the official Mental Suppository YouTube channel. So you got your options. And nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects this.
Well, fuck you all.
Nobody ever
Fuck
comes
you
in.
all. All right.
Nobody
fuck
ever
you
comes
all.
Nobody
All right, easy with that.
I'm sorry. Yes, but I just.
Well, I never got to see him fall over during the first fucking.
All right.